Good morning and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Wednesday, April 13th, Wednesday of Holy Week, and it is the feast day of Pope Saint Martin I. He was around in the 600s, and he's also known as Martin the Confessor. But he was the Bishop of Rome from July of 649 up until September of 655, where he was martyred. And he was the only pope during the Eastern Roman domination of the papacy whose election was not approved by an imperial mandate from Constantinople. But he was murdered and killed for the faith, so that makes him a saint and martyr of the church. So that is Pope Saint Martin I. Today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 26, verses 14 through 25. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen. Then one of the 12, who was called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?" They paid him 30 pieces of silver, and from that time on he looked for an opportunity to hand him over. On the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples approached Jesus and said, "Where do you want us to prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He said, "Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, 'The teacher says, my appointed time draws near. In your house I shall celebrate the Passover with my disciples.'" The disciples then did as Jesus had ordered and prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he reclined at table with the 12, and while they were eating, he said, "Amen, I say to you, one of you will betray me." Deeply distressed at this, they began to say to him one after another, "Surely it is not I, Lord." He said in reply, "He who has dipped his hand into the dish with me is the one who will betray me. The Son of Man indeed goes, as it is written of him, but woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would be better for that man if he had never been born." Then Judas, his betrayer, said in reply, "Surely it is not I, Rabbi." He answered, "You have said so." So we have the betrayal by Judas today. Which Jesus he called Judas to be one of the 12 disciples. Now this is interesting because, of course, Jesus knew, I'm sure, he's God, made man, that he knew that Judas was going to betray him, even the moment that he called him. So Judas was called, and he followed Jesus for 3 years, day in, day out. That's a long time. So then you oftentimes wonder, what was it that happened in the heart of Judas that made him turn away and want to hand Jesus over to the Romans? And I think that's just a constant reminder of how easily and how quickly one can fall. And so we need to make sure that we stay disciplined in our faith and stay close to Jesus and not let the world and temptations and greed and whatever it might be that can cause us to get off track and lose sight of our call, of what Jesus has for all of us, which is to be in heaven with him someday. Because Jesus is calling all of us to be with him. It's just a matter of how that looks like in our lives. And so, as we go through this Easter Triduum that begins tomorrow, what is it in our life that we need to get back on track? Or where was it in our life's history where we kind of made a turn, where we became somebody that we didn't really want to be? And how do we kind of steer ourselves in the right direction through our faith and prayer, and also through our efforts and our disciplines and all those small things that add up to make a big difference? So what is it that we need to do so we can get on track as we enter into this Triduum and go through the passion of Christ with Jesus on his way to the cross? Because we all have our own cross to carry as well. Oh, and today is also known as Spy Wednesday, just as a little added bonus for Judas, who was looking for that opportune time to turn Jesus in, which of course we know that he did in the agony in the garden. That will take place tomorrow night. So, with all that being said, have a great day. God bless. Keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.